What's up, guys? Brownie Bits here, and I'm bringing you a brand new episode, and we're back in BrownieLand for this. I'm sure you probably could tell by the what I'm standing on. But I had a live stream, and this is what we did. Well, partially. We laid out the paths. Yes, we did lay out the paths, and then we also came over here and completely cleared out this area. There is no more trees except for one. That one right there is going to stay, and I think these mushroom blocks are going to stay as well. But that's what we did, and we've got a good episode planned for you. So yeah, let's just get right on into this. Alright, guys, and welcome back. And as you can see, I've got an idea for this, and it's got the same idea, same style and everything, but it is actually very, very different from even that stuff over there. I want it to be a very ornate looking build, which is where this kind of huge like crest or stamp thing is coming from. But we do have some, some stylized things from the main mansion. And one thing I was actually kind of thinking of doing as well. Now, anyways, this is kind of the idea I'm getting at. And one thing now, not every single house is going to be exactly the same inside and out. But we're going to have, I think I do need this in here. But yeah, like I was saying, we're going to have, several different designs. The houses are not going to be exactly the same. We want some, differences so we can be like, oh, okay, so this is John Bob's house, or that kind of thing. So we want them to look similar, but we want them to be different enough to where it's a noticeable thing. Yeah. And I do like this little like chicka out, which I was also considering doing something like that, where we can add a torch. Let me go ahead and do that on both sides and see how that looks real fast. There we go. And there we go. And let's jump off. And I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it really fits. So we'll just take that down. Trial and error. That's the thing. And that's... I just completely jumped over that. Okay. That's one thing. As far as a builder goes, if you are looking to get better, trial and error. That's really the best way to go about it. And like watching people that are good at building so you can kind of see what they do. Wow, yeah. Okay, so I think this is good enough. One thing I might do is take out that, because it's very brown under there. I might add some more stairs around here, but it's very brown under there. So I might take that block out and put in like maybe cobblestone wall. I don't know. I'm liking this though. I'm really am. Now, like I said, all the houses are going to be different, but what I'm going to do first is just build all the houses. So I'm going to get just the structure down. I may not even put like any details in, other than, the ones that I absolutely need. That might be a thing. But I definitely wanted to get this house done so that we could see kind of what we were working with and get an idea of what we all need to do, or we need to do in order to make this village kind of feel more like a village with people's houses. Because the whole idea is that the person that built the mansion actually attracted a bunch of people to them. And it's basically like a spot in the world that people wanted to come visit, and then ended up falling in love with the area and ended up moving their families out to this area. Mostly I'm thinking kind of on the more wealthy side, which is why the houses are so large. You know, you would expect wealth to have some nice size houses. There's a lot of wood down here. Ah, yes, there is my cobblestone collection. Okay. I knew I had a bunch of cobblestone somewhere, and that's where it is. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm actually going to do hopefully have a hopefully good turned out time lapse of me kind of laying out the plots for the houses we will go through, and it is very dark outside. I've also been having trouble flying for some reason, which is very, very strange. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is just kind of go through the basics, meaning I'm going to build up the walls, and then I'm going to put in the floors and everything like that. And then past that, I'm not really going to do much with the houses, and the reason being is because we will take care of that later. I'll do it off camera, do it in streams. That way, I'm not taking up a ton of time just doing the actual detailing out, because like I said, I want this to feel like it's moving on and it's continuing to grow and everything. So what I was thinking was kind of doing maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's a good distance. And we will actually just start from here. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and kind of do it. I'm going to kind of mess around with the designs. So we may end up with one of these, or a couple of these, may end up doing something like this, where it's actually more of a rectangular house. Well, it actually would be right here. But you get the whole idea, so that it's not a that's strange that ends up like that. Is this in line? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so it may be more of a rectangular house, so we can add in a large house back here. I don't know yet. They're all going to be different, and in fact, I'm probably going to end up doing it right here. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan for what we're going to do here, and hopefully you enjoy this time lapse, and I will see you guys afterwards. Alright guys, and welcome back. I figured I would do this little like halfway moment, I guess. Either halfway or I might decide to do a little building on camera. We will see how it feels. But we got this house built. We've got this guy built. As you can also tell, I also did die while this silly creeper snuck up. And then we've got this really cool house. Now, this village, I want it to be very similar to that, so I don't think we're going to actually do doors. We're going to have like entryways, kind of like that over there, but we're not going to do doors, and I think that's going to be really good. At least for the whole idea that, you know, we have, one, a villager breeder somewhere near here, and the doors would just kind of mess it up. And two, I think that that's just going to add to the style. The overall style, I think, is important to kind of try and keep. And so that's what I think will actually help us really well in that sense. We will do this, and then 1, pick 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, so I think this is going to be really nice. We've got this balcony up there. We'll put a bed up there at some point. And then over here, we've got some bases laid out. Now, like I said, I might do this off camera or during a stream. I don't quite know yet, but yeah, that's this is kind of how I'm picturing this town going, and it's actually coming together quite well. Quite well indeed. These houses take a little while, but I think the overall, I think it's worth it. I mean, look how cool this is. I really like this. This will extend up to the top. I may even, let's see, I may even do something like this. Ooh, yeah. So definitely do something along those lines, because it's going to add a lot of structure to this in this area, because I didn't want to bring this out anymore because it would mess with this guy. But yeah, I'm really liking that. Nice little back porch adds a completely different design element to these houses, which is amazing. You know, it's obviously something very, very cool and very different. So I think we're doing pretty well. What I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to try to finish these houses here. I've got 4 over here and 1 here. So then we'd have 8. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try to finish these houses, and I will be back, and I will kind of make that choice at this, or during the point where I'm building these, if I want to do it off camera or whatnot. So I will be back, guys, and yeah. Alright guys, and welcome back, and I believe we've got at least the structures done. Now the details are obviously not put in, but that's just going to take way too long, and this is actually way too loud of a spot, so I'm going to actually fly on up here instead. Anyways, so as you can see, it's starting to look more like a town. It's looking pretty darn cool. We're going to add some more buildings. I do want to add a couple here, and we may do that in a live stream, may fix up the whole design and everything in a live stream as well. And then I do want to add a barn down here. That's definitely something I want to get done. And then we need to kind of expand this town. And I am going to actually land here, even though it is really loud over here. I want to expand the town, and I want to add some more business type buildings, some industry type buildings. So some mining, maybe a carpenter shop, blacksmith, that type of stuff. I want to add just some small little buildings in this area to kind of round out this this whole town. But man, it is starting to look really, really cool. I do want to add something here, maybe even something right here, a small little house or something along those lines. But yeah, now there is some certain designs. I do want to add some other designed houses as well. So if you guys have any suggestions as far as designs for houses, or even just like landscaping stuff, let me know. Take a screenshot of it in your creative world, and send it my way so that I can see it, and maybe even put it into this world. But guys, right now I am actually going to go ahead and maybe lay out some more spots and go ahead and get a book ready from the last episode so that we can kind of have our comments. So I will be right back. Alright guys, and welcome back. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work. A little bit is kind of an understatement. Basically, I just kind of laid out the areas that I want these other houses to be, and I think we've got some nice little shapes and everything going on here. As I'm going to pick up some of this stuff and kill this spoder. There we go. But yeah, I think this is really turning into a nice little residential area. One thing I want to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and that's got 3. I think that's far enough. We'll make this one a smaller one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And this will come right up to the bridge. And oh, 1, 2, 3. I don't think we really need that much, but I've got comment books from episode 7 as well, and so I figured we could talk about this as we kind of take a look around what we have done in this episode. So episode 7, Dock and Trade. Here we go. The Dog Miner. Thank you again for your continued support of this channel. Straight up, exploiting a bug is cheating. Mojang never intended duping and has been working hard at removing this. Farming mobs is intended and understanding, and using the program's code is just advanced farming. Exception to the rule. The why, as stated, biome protection, time restrictions, all very valid to a point. Laziness is not. Sum it up, protect your biomes, dupe away, just keep it real and honest, and I guess it was deleted there, but that should say burn a few diamonds to compensate for the shovels you would have used. And I totally agree with that point. I think that is very, very good, a very good point. And I will definitely be burning a couple shovels every now and then whenever I do use it. Maybe like once every time I do dupe it, just to keep us honest and legitimate, because I don't want it to be like we're using it as we're lazy, because we're not. We're using it so that I'm not desecrating some biomes, and so that I'm not, or so that I have time to actually get more episodes out. As you can see, this episode took very long, but I didn't have to do really any grinding with that per se. A lot of what I had to do just took a long time. We built a lot of houses and kind of planned out a lot of the city during this episode. So that's a little different than where we had originally began. And as you can see, we got a lot done. And I will be building those up in a future episode. Well, maybe not a future episode. Hopefully I can get those built up and some designs put in on these in a live stream. And I think they turned out really nice. I really like how the shape and the look of them all. I think it really matches the overall theme of this this town. And yeah, so this is looking very nice. I do want to do some terraforming, some beautification, and all that, but it's looking good. And then finally, we had Stalk Gaming, who is a friend of mine from the Mindful SMP server. Thank you for stopping by my channel and commenting on our last video. But Stalk says, terraforming is so much fun, and I can agree. It's difficult, but once you kind of understand or get it to a point where you like it, I think it really makes you feel good about what you are doing. And it really opens up the overall look and feel of a town. If you're building a town or building whatever you're building, it really changes because there is that small level of detail that you added in that otherwise would not have been there. And I do actually want to add one more house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops. Just 9. There we go. And we will take that block out, and then these two right here. Oops, as I put it right back. Cool. There we go. And I believe, yeah, this will match up. So now we've got some really cool shapes going for this town, and I think it's really starting to kind of come together, and it's starting to look like a town, a city even, that I want it to be. I want this to be a very wealthy town, as, I mean, you can see by the actual use of designs and everything. I want it to feel very wealthy, and obviously this huge building here is definitely going to be a big part of it. And I do want to do something in here, but I don't know quite yet what I want to do as far as the design goes. I want this to be a town hall, city hall, something along those lines. But yeah, I'll do it that way, but I just don't know. I really just don't know how I'm going to set it up that way. So, but yeah, so guys, I believe that is about all the time I have left for this episode. We've gotten an absolute lot done. Let's see if I can get into the air. Live stream. I took out a bunch of this birch area over here because I needed the birch wood. We took out this, well, minus this one tree and these two mushrooms because they're ridiculously tall. We took out all the trees, and I'm going to be going through and terraforming all of this down into a flat plane like the rest of the town is. And I think we're going to keep this hill over here the way it is. I really like it. We may terraform it so it's a little bit easier. We might have a building or two up on top. But guys, this is really starting to come together. I'm really enjoying this project. And yeah, so I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it and want to see more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, follow me on Twitter for video updates and random tweets that I have occasionally here and there. It's at BrownieBits450. But guys, that's it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.